I think the M1025A1s are Humvees, though.
I'm good to go.
Jesus, Indigo.
All right, let's push it.
Yeah, Iceberg, usually I'm sleepy by the third round of NA, but I drank coffee before we started the stream. That was about 2.5 hours ago. And I'm still right as rain. I'll probably be this way till like 1 a.m., then hard crash.
You are the candy for Halloween.
Toothpaste,
Aren't you a torturous soul?
He's giving away those small toothpaste tubes. That's what he does.
You are the candy for Halloween.
No,
Toilet paper is too valuable.
Oh.
When people
Yeah,
find
Yeah,
it.
Ice, it was good
What
flying.
you do is give people fucking cinnamon licorice.
Jungle Petroglyph.
Now you gotta go.
All right, break.
It'd be
What
funny,
is
a
our
fucking
brief?
PvP op in the volcano.
The shoemaker's not here.
That's us.
Staff, what is our brief?
Oh dear.
Is defense sector. Sector control. Pretty straightforward. Any questions?
Is it sequential?
Non-sequential.
Non-sequential.
All of them are highlighted.
Alrighty. Any questions?
All right, you know what? No, I'm feeling homeworld tutorial for this one. That's my usual like Vietnam jungle music. Plus, I think the beats would complement the jungle firefighting and casualness of the third round well, and I'm already drowning. 15 minutes on the safe start clock. OPFOR spawning close by Sector 3 for their defense, but they're able to move around anywhere in here. And we see them coming in. It's again going to be OPFOR with blue 4 guns. No, they're doing G36s. Okay, so it's German-esque dudes. And then what is Independent gonna be? FALs. So basically, wait, what? So we have a mix here of 545, 762 with the SA-58s and the FALs. I saw some Mark 14s as well. And they also have RPGs. Unless the RPG is the Matt team gun. Where was he? Actually, hell, I can just check. Charlie 2. No, is a Carl Gustav. So the AT is going to be RPG based for this independent style faction. It's a weird mix. Oh, so okay, so the medics get the Mark 14s. That's interesting. there's just a mix of guns all across the board. Okay, 3 transport Hemmets, a lot of transport Humvees. Yep, so those were M2 Humvees, then 3 transport no, there's 6 transport Hemmets total. Okay, and where's the helicopter? There she is, and she is armed with 240 Bravos on the side. Okay. Very, very interesting. So Independent's kind of just a mixed bag of guns there. I would say mainly 545 base, but there was a lot going on. And then OPFOR is mainly 556 base with the G36Ks. And then marksman rifles, the Mark 11. We already see the gun crews getting in their Dishkas. What is their Matt team gunner? That would be Falcon with an RPG 32. What's their normal AT at the squad level? It is a single shot M72 Law. Interesting. I wonder what he's looting. Their vehicles down here. This is not their vehicles. This is just random stuff on the map. Okay, because I assure you they're not going to use those Those aren't 2S1s, those are the bigger ones, the 2S13s or something. Butchered their name, but whatever. And we got a bunch of D30 batteries in there. Yeah, so a nice little bit of showcase there, but we got gas trucks and 6-man off-roads to utilize. But let's look at this AO. So Sector 3 is literally this little station here of all these artillery pieces and whatnot. I'd be curious to know if the simulation's disabled or not, because explosive traps could work really well here, but at the same time, this is a sector defense, so how it works is as long as OPFOR has a dude in the sector, it cannot be taken by independent. I think Arcor is doing the spin jump thing, yep, and gliding around. But hiding someone up here would probably be the best bet. Explosive traps, again, don't normally work well on sectors because if no one in the defending team is in there, some blue 4 or whatever the attacking team is can step in and immediately capture the sector. So this is like any sector control is like the weakest way to do explosive traps unless you know, have a way to amplify the explosion, which, I mean, this sector does provide. Interesting enough. So Sector 2 is literally a crossroad village on trail paths. These buildings are not supposed to be here. They were added in by the mission maker. You can tell because... Okay, so some of them are, but for example... This building right here, since it's like literally in the path, that's not supposed to be there. So some of these are natural, but some of those are placed by the mission maker. So adding to the ambience there, this is at the top of a ridgeline. Really hard to defend because it's in the middle of a jungle. But I think the most defensible sector here is going to be Sector 1. The Temple. The Temple has a lot of natural choke points that you can literally put up... Oh, ooh, yeah. I like it. I like the little additions here, and they even put some graffiti in here too. I like it. But yeah, I mean, it has a lot of you know, small pathways that easily a machine gunner could lock down this area. I don't think there is a fourth entrance. Okay. So, I mean, a whole squad could stay in here. There's places you could enhance movement up here. You can get on these higher spots. There's a lot you can do if you built in the sector itself to make it a lot more defensive, but it could also be considered gamey and unfair. But then there's two ways to get in this zone. The first one is through this one entrance, and the second is from the forested path up here. If you're willing to do a lot of climbing, you can enhance movement down. But I mean, there's just steep drop-offs here. You can also crawl in from this section and get right into this zone. So I could see OPFOR easily doing an all eggs in one basket approach to Sector 1. They have the numbers to hold it. The issue is the UAZs might not be too effective, but if they were to cover the southern route here, the southern SSR specifically, they could probably run into independent forces and gun them down. Plus, this AO would be really defensive against that chopper because the chopper is not going to be able to like see anything in here. Whereas if OPFOR decides to guard Sector 3, the chopper is going to have a lot easier time seeing stuff and shooting. So I'd love to see OPFOR do an all eggs in one basket approach here, but probably not going to see that because 8 minutes, yeah, they'd spend the 8 minutes literally getting there. So what do you think, chat? Did I watch the new episode of Mandalorian? No spoilers. I've actually never seen Mandalorian. It's on my list of things to do. There's a big list of stuff I'm going to do when I finish school this semester. I'm gonna fucking binge watch a few animes and then move on to some cartoons and then some live action shows like Mandalorian. Here's hoping OPFOR's officer knows about the temple. Let's look. Let's see. Who's in charge of OPFOR? Hassinger. I don't think I've seen him command before, but he does have a 2IC medic as Boston and Russ, 2 vets I do know about, and they're fighting against Twigking. Oh, that's risky because Twigking's been getting kicked off all night. I hope Warlords is going to be quick to step up here because I think Twigking's going to get kicked off sometime in this operation and have a hissy fit. So, oh, that's tough. And now, for whatever reason, ooh, a little bit of a camera issue there. OPFOR is going to, they're waiting right there. They might try to do a flank, and then go directly to Independent Spawn. Now we have Command driving up into this sector. I'm not going to see the pluses and Vix. That's okay, but yeah, no, they need to be mounting people up and moving them if they want to hold the southern sectors. But I'd say, like, you know, having a squad in Sector 2 and having everyone else in Sector 1 would be really, really smart. And then putting explosive traps in Sector 3 to demo all those Vix and keep the explosive guy there to dead him to make Independent come in close would be a very good call. Yeah, vehicles in the jungle, not the best thing you want to see, but everyone needs to make their own mistakes on that regard. It's his second week here, he's a new commander. Well, here's hoping he knows about that one sector. Looks like OPFOR are doing their best to get mounted into the off-roads because they drive quicker. We see Scandi Recon mounting up in a gas. And we have a medic staying in Sector 3. It's just Boston. I think he's going to just try to find a cheeky spot to hide in. Not going to lie, the best spot would probably be in this little slit right here. Instead, he's going to try to hide in the back of a Euro. But I'll BRB 1 second. I'll leave it on the map, and I'll be back in. Oh. I apologize for that, chat. I would have needed to do that sometime. But, alright. Let's see. So, OPFOR, they're keeping Boston in Sector 3. Alright. Let me try to find him here. He's actually behind my camera. Not sure if he was given any explosives. Doesn't look like it because he lacks a backpack here. No! I lied! Did you see that by his feet? Ah, fuck. Where'd it go? There was something that looked like some sort of satchel over here, but I cannot seem to find it now. But I could have sworn I saw a satchel. God, I'm blind. Maybe it was a figment of my imagination. But yeah, no, he's trying to hide somewhere up here. I think his best bet would be up there or again in that little slit back there, but he's probably just going to hold that sector to bait out Independent. Meanwhile, Independent, they have a fully mounted, not fully mounted, but they got a full squad in a Hemet ready to go. They got everyone else mounted up in these Humvees ready to go. And they have a full squad in the Huey ready to go. So Independent definitely ready to go. You got to remember, they cannot lift off the helicopters. They can get them spewed up as safe start goes on, and when safe start ends, then they can lift. And OPFOR has decided... Interesting. They're not going to hold Sector 1. What exploded? Oh, they have a smoking Huey ambient over here. Interesting. So they're gonna hold Sector 2, maybe send groups down to Sector 1 as well. Got Cole kinda... What? What? Cole channeling his inner Skyrim horse. Okay. I don't have any. Jesus Christ. What was that? I like OPFOR's positioning here. They're taking this whole ridge line, but... they need to instead consolidate into Sector 1 itself. Looks like they're trying to get a Vic in here as well. But yeah, I mean, that fallen tree is going to stop it. Trying to get it over the tree. Just... I don't know. But anyway, GREENFOR being stopped by... oh, a 50 cal Vic opening up on a transport Vic, knocking the driver out. Everyone's trying to get out quickly. This one Vic driving back to reload. This is perfect. This is exactly what OPFOR wanted to do with its armed Vics. Unfortunately, one of the Vics is down. One of them woke back up though and is immediately taken out again. Oh, I almost missed this. That would have been horrible. But they still got one of their armored Vics here. They just have to go in there and basically get some more kills here. But that's going to stop Independent, making them slower to advance on those sectors. Instead, I think this Vic's going to pull back and just wait for another opportunity. But let's look at the kill count. So we have Mountain and Legs. Legs is bleeding out. Probably not going to wake back up here. Whoop. Don't mean to take us out of position there. So there's Legs getting double tapped. And they were able to kill Nutty Person, the driver, but not get any other significant kills. So... not a positive KD there, but they were able to stop Independent's movement, make them dismount early, so it's going to buy them time. But how much is the question? They still have 3 sectors to take. Boston deciding to hold up here for that sector. Difficult call there. Do those... kind of an interesting effect about that smoke. And now they're holding right here. They've got the gun set up right there. They're hoping that they'll continue the drive. And they're going to pull up with one of their 50 cal Humvees, but they're stopping it early. So that M2 Humvee has an 100 round box, whereas this UAZ has a 50 round box. He's reloading a fresh box as well. Finishes that reload. The M2 Humvee doesn't notice. Ooh, we just saw both the gunner and driver get taken out right there. Other Humvee is pulling up, though. But missed most of his shots. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. I think the driver woke back up. We saw a lot of blood come out of that Vic, though. I'm surprised he's still alive after taking 12.7. But yeah, now the attack Vics are pushing up. If the Dishka were to just stay here, I think it's going to keep going after the M2s. If they were to stay there, they'd still be able to score some kills, but they're driving up this path now. They could just wait out the convoy to continue. But good calls there. Looks like the gunner just woke back up. I just like the strategy that's going on here with that guerrilla tactics. With the guerrilla tactics, excuse me. So now Armed UAZ come back down the path. They might be able to faintly hear the car, but it's unlikely. So they just got to put the vehicle down. They can wait for more transport Vics to come by. I'm not sure if they're going to go by, though. And now we wait. So M2 cars are going to continue on with scouting. They're assuming they chased off the Dishka car. The Dishka car is going to wait right here. And oh no, we got an independent Vic coming up. It is full of dudes. If that Dishka car waits and lines up its shots, it could get some significant damage in here. But no, the Hemmett's turning around actually, and the Dishka car, I guess sensing this, guess getting impatient as well, is also going to come down the road. Thinking that maybe GREENFOR is going to go the other way on this route. So they're going to pull down, and if they're quick, they could catch some of these Vics out of position. I mean, this is that command? No, it's a platoon HQ. Ooh, this could be bad. The M2s, meanwhile, they're reconning out this route. Oh, the Air Vic, by the way, dropping off a bunch of dudes right there on Boston. Boston's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. Oh, this Dishka car. It's going to try to find them. Well, a dismounted car right there. We'll see if they slow down for that. Well, if that Dishka car keeps going, they could catch the tail end of that Vic. And Boston firing at the helicopter, probably not the smartest idea since effing a chopper gunners. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. Yeah, so the UAZ just tried to slow down to stabilize, but that car is still going. Chopper still isn't spotted. Come on, real quick. Oh, he's just circling that position, strangely enough. Yeah, where's the Jaws theme when you need it? I just heard a grenade go. Oh, they've switched to the rear guns. Oh, but the 50 cal just killed 3 dudes. And the driver just dismounted. Oh, and he gets shot in the back by some of the guys on the back of the truck. Good shot. And that car is pulling away, but they were able to score, looks like only 1 kill on the 2IC, but everyone else survived. Nasty. You got command dismounting right here, traveling through this area. This is where I built a custom base one time. Ah, man, the bad memories of this spot where I watched so many bad decisions, but yep, now he's down to a solo crew here. It is I can't even find him on the roster right now. It's Vargran. But Independent doing some dismounting here. OPFOR has, because of that harassment, it's bought them a lot of time to reposition and hold Sector 1 now. We're seeing some units come around here. And it looks like this OPFOR group is actually here to overwatch that sector. So actually, are any of you a demo guy? No. This would be a perfect spot for a demo man to watch and blow this area up. But I don't see the demo anywhere. There's that harassment done, but I thought that was pretty good. It slowed down Independent and it got some kills in, which is the best you could have asked for something like that. And you still have Boston firing at the helicopter. He's trying, but now he's getting shot at by a marksman here, so Boston's forced to jump down. Looks like he's crippled from that. And that was Carlson up here, was able to easily spot him on the side of that building. But Boston needs to find a plan B here, and you got the M2 Humvees pulled around right here as well. It's probably going to be another 5 to 10 minutes of setup time before we see another bout of contact here. Unless the UAZ car tries to do something, but by now Independent's dismounting and starting to make their advances, coming up the ridgeline here. Now, normally I hate seeing units put out like this, but I like it in this case, because either Independent assaults Sector 2, and then this force is able to counterattack and envelop the Independent force that goes in, or Independent tries to attack Sector 1, and then this force sticks on the outskirts and fires down from anything they can see. So this in-between room in the jungle is gonna help them out here, but I wonder if GREENFOR is gonna send forces up to this place to overwatch Sector 3 being taken and catch these three guys out of position. Flood's been doing exceptionally well tonight. He might be able to get a few extra kills to try to nullify Independent's number advantage, because once you get up to this ridgeline, it actually gets to pretty flat terrain with only a little bit of jungle kind of obscuring your vision. So Boston now just hiding in the little fenced off portion right here. Not the worst idea. Again, I would have preferred the other one right here, because A, it's in the sector, and B, it's a lot harder to get flanked because players aren't going to be able to get their gun through this angle. So he'd be able to hold that a bit better, whereas he's constantly having to check back and forth here. Might be too late now to move to that other spot, though, because GREENFOR is going to be overwatching. Yep, you better believe that area is open right here. Jeez, he's been shot up quite a few times as well. So GREENFOR, meanwhile, they are moving up along to take this big ridge line. They're not going to really be able to see much from this spot, though. They can actually see the frickin' off-road. For me, it's bright red. You got to remember the vanilla off-roads, they run a script where every client sees a different color. I don't know why they fucking do that, but they do that. So I don't know what colors they're going to get, but red off-roads are pretty easy to spot in the jungle itself. And now you're having the M2 Humvees firing at the previous position where they assume Boston was doing some quick drive-bys to suppress that area to try to spook the OPFOR guys from moving, but OPFOR's not going to move at all here. And now I'm willing to bet Vargran is going to drive up and find the dismounted Vix, yep, of Independent here. So I wonder if he's going to try to get behind them and just follow them up, and he could do some pretty nasty damage if he catches Independent guys out of position. Oh, we got some desync happening in the chopper here. Bowhammer looks like he fell out and pancaked. And he is now dead. And he rage quit. Ouch. Hey, Barb, was that a host or a raid? How you doing, man? I don't even know what you were streaming. It was a host? Thanks, man. Boston is in the technical edge of the frickin' sector. That's kind of cute. Now you have the Huey flying low over this ridge to kind of watch it here. You got 3 OPFOR guys here as well. One of them has a marksman rifle, but I thought I saw some binos going out in this direction, but they don't really see anything. Independent's using that Huey to kind of scout this ridge out. And OPFOR is going to keep that Vic manned. Is the gunner on the other side? No, there's no gunners here, and you're seeing the marksman now trying to shoot out the helicopter. You saw some bullets bounce off it. They're pulling back now, but now Independent knows that there are some Red 4 guys over there. Ooh, some AT being launched from across the ridge, I think from the Charlie team. Probably using a Maz shell. Landed that right in the middle of an OPFOR formation, excuse me, Independent formation, but because it was an AT shell, it didn't really do that much damage. Meanwhile, we have Gorski, these guys trying to get on some higher ground, almost skylining against the Independent forces. And now we might see some first contact here. Independent knows there's something over here, but OPFOR doesn't know that this is the entire Independent force, or at least their original spearhead. Grenadier round going up. Ooh, whoo-hoo! Patriot getting a kill off of a machine gunner on top of the hill. Independent's not going to be able to hone in on OPFOR's position. They're jumping around, though. Perfectly thrown grenade to cover their retreat. Wow. Pretty good. Now you're seeing some machine gun fire going on the rear side of this ridge. And OPFOR is going to pull back with that free kill. Meanwhile, GREENFOR in closing circle, Sector 3 here. And you're seeing some more suppressing fire coming out along this ridge. Because OPFOR is trying to, get some more free kills in. So it's going to be really hard for GREENFOR to find where OPFOR is, because OPFOR is... Is that who I think? Yep, Flying Fin in a tree. He's used enhanced movement to climb into the tree. It's the Flying Fin special. He's one of the few people I know that's able to do that. And they're actually getting some pretty nasty hits in here. We're seeing a lot of blood. And it's also because this moon is stuck in this little ridge, and he's unable to get out. Ah, yes, the Flying Fin trap. Now you got OPFOR Platoon HQ, just came up, got a kill on, that was Stratton-Co getting a kill on Independent guy that fell over. This was a medic because he has that Mark 14. And we just saw Dreek get shot by another OPFOR guy. Oh, getting some more kills up here, but he doesn't realize how many Independent guys. He's about to be overwhelmed if Independent can close the gap, but Independent is none the wiser right here. He's getting so many free kills. GL's going over and around. Boston doing his best to hold his own over there. Another kill. And Boston, I think, just went down. No, he went out of the sector. And now he's trying to hold. Independent, it's really hard to get an angle in here. And OPFOR gets knocked out by some guys along the ridge line here. But that was a good amount of kills to get to help balance things out. Now you see PKM Machine Gunner trying to suppress the smoke over here. Double tap going on Stratton-Co, but he wasn't officially killed, but Warwick making sure he goes down. And Warwick getting some friendly fire from an Independent guy further back. OPFOR, I like the strategy they have. They're only operating in small teams, utilizing the jungle terrain to their advantage as encountering the fact that Independent has all their guys in one large group. So they're able to get a lot of extra kills in here. and stay mobile because it's easier to coordinate with only 1 or 2 guys compared to the full team that Independent is. But Independent were able to kill off Boston. Normally I like watching those small fights, but this one had me hooked. And we'll see Independent. I think the chopper is going to try to attempt a landing, and I guess land people along this ridge potentially. Or try to open up a new flank. It's difficult to say, but I mean, if the Huey wants, it could land close by one of these rocks and deploy additional guys, but it is risky since OPFOR pretty much has this position locked down. At least Independent can infer that based off of being able to take Sector 3 and getting in firefights on the outskirts of Sectors 2 and 1. So we have some more firing coming out from an OPFOR keyhole right here. That is the Marksman rifle. Patriot on 3 kills right now, trying to get some shots on the heads of more Independent dudes. But unfortunately, a grenade knocked him out. No, it might have been this guy. Mannerheim coming up. Got the kill on Patriot's battle buddy. There's the double tap. And there goes Patriot's body down the ridge. And he lands next to where his other guy was. Body slid down. So Mannerheim on 2 kills. Again, one of the better players in FNF. And you're seeing some Grenadier fire from one GREENFOR guy, part of command who's pushed up on his own. Actually, no, that's Twigkin himself. Warlords is suppressing Sector 2. So what I'm curious about is this GREENFOR 3-man team going to try to come around and flank that major Independent group? And where are these Independent guys going to go? I think they're going to mount up. Yep, they're going to take OPFOR's vehicles and move them around. What happened here? TSB was in these Vics. I'm willing to bet they played bumper cars. Based off of how they're both missing wheels and smoking, and we have a bunch of downed people in the Vics themselves. Because there's no way in hell Boston did this. So let me look down. If I look at Independent, am I going to see... Where's TSB? They're not even on the server anymore. Where's Galil? Where's Iceberg? Yeah, so he's one of the survivors, but we see people like Potatoes and Reapers in those Vics. Yep. Yep. Oh, yeah, no, Moon, I saw you got eaten in the ridgeline here. Explosive trap going off. Really good placement there. Not sure if it got anybody, but that was a good trap to lay by OPFOR. That was Valhallan, but Independent put their guys a little too far to the north. Iceberg told me he was gonna do no, he said he was gonna go he was gonna go shoutcast with Indigo Wolf. Never mind. Now we see the helicopter trying to fire in, but it's gonna be, yeah, he's just firing at the village itself because he's got nothing else to really PID on. Now you got a GREENFOR guy right here. Russ is going to move past him and potentially get shot here. Yep, he goes down, runs into the middle of 2 Independent guys, and now here's where the jungle combat's surely going to begin. This 3-man team needs to come in and close the gap. They can do a lot of damage to this GREENFOR push. And now we have OPFOR command himself. Hassinger. I don't know where Twig King went. He was on the northern flank. Is he down? Yep, he's dead. So both commanders are probably about to be dead. Unless Hassinger catches this one guy or just holds in those bushes. He might try to wait for the main force to pull by and then hit him on the rear. Homebrew Cocaine, meanwhile, coming up. I don't think he survived. Nope, he was hit by Warwick and Bridges coming around. And there's only 3 guys holding that sector. And Independent deploying additional forces to that area. And OPFOR again with another 3-man team out of position. We got Pronix and Galil at the Vix. They could probably take another GREENFOR Vic and move in. So OPFOR trying to get some keyholing out from their buildings here, but Independent has a shit ton of numbers coming in. Grenadier rounds going in here, managing to knock a guy to his feet. That sector is down. There's a 4th defender coming in. It would be Nemesis. We got Major East right here. He potentially has some explosive traps in the sector. He's just waiting to set them off. Independent taking the high ground here. That was Infidel knocked out. And we got Valhalla could potentially get behind the GREENFOR offensive here. We're seeing these 3-man groups trying to close the gap, except Killinger is off on his own again. Another independent flank coming up as well. That helicopter is not going to be effective here. It's just going to be blindly suppressing. So I don't think OPFOR really has to worry about that. But now we have independent guys entering the zone, trying to get a keyhole on Yanni as he bandages. Yanni's going to immediately stick his head out. Try to find the shooter. Mannerheim, Poe, Warwick entering from various sectors. Ooh, Nemesis just got caught out of position and engaged by Mannerheim. It's now up to Major East and Yanni. I say that and Yanni gets taken out. East, if you got explosive traps, now would be the time. Ooh, we might catch Mannerheim out of position here. Omeowa. Munshinderu. And East manages to knock him out. Let's see. Mannerheim still might wake up from that, but East is the last guy holding. And unfortunately, he gets sideswiped. And that is Sector 2 gone. Some of these OPFOR guys could now close the gap here. We got Vargrant, Debrit, and Valhalla. Valhalla's pulling back. Vargrant and Debrit could push the offensive here and whittle down Independent's numbers a bit more. But OPFOR are doing their best to kind of hold this section itself, and the chopper's firing at the smoke right there. But I don't think really OPFOR has the numbers to hold that remaining sector. They're too spread out within it. I should see a lot more guys in that actual temple construct. I forget who was with Skelly, but he is down. Skelly's on his own now. We got Butters and Porter down to the south, just kind of chilling. Meanwhile, we have that 3-man group coming in close. I'm not sure if this independent guy hears Muniz. We got Debrit moving right behind Doc, but again, this is the jungle. They have no idea they are this close to each other. Gotta really turn that effect volume up and listen for those footsteps. It looks like Doc is trying to medic up a dead body. And Debrit heard the medical and came up and just gave Doc a good night. Meanwhile, we have Oberder coming up. He's the no, it's Master Ethan from the last highlight. How can I forget? He's the MAT team gunner, though. And again, he's looking for some of the OPFOR guys on the rear. We got Muniz, who's also turned around. Could potentially catch OPFOR out of position here, but it can go either way. And it looks like Vargrant spotted Muniz and took him out. I'm doing a lot of confirming on the map, because again, it's really hard to find the proper angles in the jungle here. And Ethan trying to play this super defensively. And Skelly has regrouped with Butters and Porter, and Independent's now pulling away from that sector to regroup with this attacking force that came from Sector 3. We also have Pop-Tart on his own as a medic. I think it was AFK. We saw him back here, and now he's slowly moving in. And Independent's trying to consolidate their force to come down at a different angle, but oh! We just had Ethan try to pull away, but Vargrant heard him and was able to engage him as he was pulling back. So again, these 3-man OPFOR teams could do a lot of damage. We're seeing Galil and Pronix surviving from that technical mishap coming in. We also have another 3-man OPFOR team coming in from the north. Could potentially get behind this massive independent push. But it looks like the next bit of battle is going to be over here, with this OPFOR group hiding on this area. They're watching this little trail to see if Independent come in. But Independent are right on top of this position. Oop! A lot of fire going in. They knock out Constructor as he thought he saw something down there. But that fire is going to attract a lot more Independent guys. And they're going to see the blood and see the body. And Independent now suppressing Butters because he's kind of caught out in the open there. Skelly and someone from the command team were really close together. Grenades being thrown. Nope, it is smoke. You got Skelly literally right next to, to Drake right here. Just heard some AT get fired off. They're crawling back so they don't know. They can't hear each other right now. Welcome to Jungle Warfare. And the other OPFOR guy gets walked up on, except Poe gets knocked out by Fist. A little bit of miss PID here. It looks like Skelly also went down. That was a kill, so I think it was Anderson there, because Anderson's the only one with some kills on that area, so he managed to save Drake. So command team looking out for themselves. OPFOR remounting in Sector 1, prepping for an offensive here. And you're seeing some double taps going off as well. And you might be able to see Poe get mediced up, because there is a medic close by. It would be Wiki. OPFOR, meanwhile, they're back in Sector 2. Could try to follow those gunshots and come around Independent. And we have Independent starting to march forces down to try to get into the sector. We got Finn in a tree right here. He's not really going to be able to get that many angles here from being on the top of that tree, so he's going to have to find a way down to be useful again. But I commend him for, you know, getting in this tree and firing at that far ridge. That was a pretty interesting tactic. He was able to box Moon in, for example. Numbers seem a little on the even side. Looks like the three-man team dismounted their Vic right here, and they're going to start coming in. And if these small OPFOR teams can keep getting behind Independent, I think OPFOR can pull this one through. Oh, look! Was that an explosive trap? No, that was a bunch of grenades going off. And managing to knock out some Independent guys. So Finn, I guess, heard their communications and threw some tree grenades from the top of the tree. And now Independent's kind of combing around looking for him. But there's no way in hell they're going to find him up there. If I was on the ground, I would not think Finn would have been able to get into these high trees. But it is possible to jump from there. And that's making Independent get jumpy and shoot at each other. Oh, God, the chaos he's causing. And then Finn's able to find him in the open right there. Heard more AT go off, probably against Pierce. And yeah, they're still being jumpy with each other. Oh, and he's able to catch Finn, and Finn goes falling out of the tree. Oh! Finn, unfortunately running out of ammo for his magazine. But wow, that was a great shot. I agree, Slim. Now we got OPFOR, one of the three-man groups coming down the forest. They're going to run into T5 Bay and Warlords, two really good players, and the other three-man team coming down. But anything can happen in the jungle. We might see Vargrin catch T5 Bay out of position here, because T5 Bay still thinks he's in the tree, and there's some sideways shots. Bay immediately trying to pull away. Goes guns up, Grenadier rifle. Yeah, that's gonna make him pull back. He's gonna try flanking along the far left. Gonna rely on the audio PID of that launcher because he's close enough. Also, Pop-Tart's managed to get in the AO. He is now climbing down to the south, and GREENFOR is gonna take the little sliver opening we saw right here with that off-road to get in the low ground. Ooh la la. Yep, Bay doing a wide flank. Let's go down here. We've got Montgomery leading the charge. Oh, this is... Oh, ooh! Montgomery gets a free kill because someone ran out on him. Wow. Wow! That grenade might knock him. Nope. Montgomery is now in the sector with T4 Urban Spencer. Montgomery getting a third kill, a fourth kill. Spencer joining him, knocking out Norse. Independent's gonna be able to seal this sector if they just knock our core out. But where is Arcor? Oh. Oh. Now that is cheeky. His buddy went down right here, Farks, but yeah, GREENFOR have taken control of the main area of the sector. They just got to get to the actual temple top to fully clear it. That's legal. But yeah, no, they're gonna have to basically climb up the side. But that is definitely clever. But if Arcor leaves that sector, he loses. He's firing over at some of the independent guys. Trying to come down right here. OPFOR has dudes right here as well. They're trying to take out the rest of those guys in that group. But yeah, GREENFOR, they're trying to check every little corner here. They might realize that they're on the top of the temple instead. It's going to be really tough to get up there and counter, but really good job done by Montgomery and Herb winning that firefight, having just quicker reaction time than the defenders. Looks like T5 Bay was taken out. OPFOR, they have a chance to sweep this back, but it's looking pretty even. Ooh, we just had Platoon HQ. Anderson jump down, get a kill off one guy. As the body is slowly sliding off the hill. And you got Jeff looking up, trying to wonder where those shots came from. Ooh, but Anderson's going to be engaged by Arcor up here. But Arcor's unable to get the kill. You have FNF admin versus FNF admin here. And we got Jeff being fired at from Drake. And Drake manages to knock Jeff out. So Anderson, he's bandaging behind a tree right there. You got OPFOR still firing at that helicopter. In all honesty, that helicopter doesn't even have gunners on it. It's literally just being a destroy. That was Flood. And he just knocked out the helicopter. At least it's not going to distract OPFOR anymore, but wow. I mean, in retrospect, that helicopter hovering right there was just begging to get shot, but it was good, still a good shot nonetheless. Meanwhile, AT from Vagrant going down on this ridge. He is now cleaning these guys up. Other two independent guys, they're coming around. They just accidentally blew on blued. But I mean, you're seeing really good tactics on both sides here. Just ambush after ambush, both sides are conducting it. And now you're having Montgomery has wised up with Spencer. They're now checking the top of this temple, trying to find Arcor. He starts taking fire from Anderson. Yep, so he's pulled away. Or he was getting engaged from a different angle, possibly by Pop-Tart here. So he managed to get a lick in and make this guy pull back. And I mean, we've got Independent now scaling this temple. OPFOR trying to get on top of more independent forces here. There we go, Vagrant on his 4th kill, and Independent have no idea what's going on. We have a second guy, Cole, entering the sector. Real quick, I think he entered from the bottom. Yep. So now if Arcor dies, Cole's staying in there will be able to keep the zone. But I think Independent's been hearing those footsteps up there, and now they're trying to climb up to take Arcor out. But yeah, no, these guys, they need to rally into the sector themselves. They're holding this other temple building, which looks like they're pulling away from. They were in this one, but it's not going to be useful if they realize they're the only defensive force left. So OPFOR, meanwhile, wow, more kills have been delivered. And it looks like Mannerheim came up and scored the kill on Arcor. No, that was Montgomery, excuse me. Mannerheim died early in the round. But now because Cole's in here, he's going to be able to basically just hold in here until friendly forces can get in, the remaining OPFOR guys specifically. But now they've got to fight an aggressive... they got to be offensive here as Independent. This route's now cut off because of that smoking Huey. But as long as they can get into the sector itself, we also have Stubby entering. That's Jeff down. And we have Voss trying to enter the sector itself. OPFOR able to clean up the independent forces out here. Now they need to come in. It's still anyone's game. OPFOR dropping some of the independent guys outside of the zone, but OPFOR needs to rally in the zone itself. Martin at the top of the temple. These guys are all looking around, trying to find where the other guys potentially are, not realizing that there's OPFOR guys now back in the zone. But this guy has a marks. He's got an MOS scope for his M14. So he could just stay up here and get headshots from any OPFOR guys that come into the zone here. So Martin is now firing. He got a second kill in the few seconds. Trying to get a drop on Jameson here. Jameson now returning fire, but he gets headshotted. These guys need to close the gap and come in ASAP. Independent having the numbers advantage here. Pop-Tart coming in as well, but Martin getting a third headshot. We are at 10.5 minutes, though. Do you think OPFOR could stall for 10 minutes? Independent's gonna have to come down here. You got, I mean, Cole doing a good job. He's in a corner here. Stubby could also do a really good job, again, just hiding in a corner. But Stubby's being chased by Sankt. And Sankt, oh, he goes the other way. Sankt doesn't hear his footsteps, though. We're at cat and mouse here. Galil might get caught out of position by D-Brit, or he's going to run right into him. Galil's able to run right into Killinger, knocks him out, but D-Brit turns around trying to hit Galil and manages to take him out. Meanwhile, I missed it. Sankt, no, he did not get the kill. He's still looking. Sankt is chasing Stubby. But Stubby has the better weapon. Oh! All right, so Independent there was able to get the first shot. Didn't knock him out, though, in that barrage, and that let the M249 gunner just start unloading and knock him out because he had the superior weapon in terms of firepower. Yeah, now you got you got Montgomery looking in from the top here, trying to get some licks in, hearing those gunshots on the bottom. If he looks down, he could catch Cole out of position. He's sticking his gun through the wall. He's trying to find an angle in which to hit him. There it is. And he knocks Cole out. Wow. So Stubby's medicing. He's got 3 people around. OPFOR needs to push their remaining dudes in here. We also have Poe who's up here. I guess he's been hunting, but this is down to the wire. 8 minutes remain. I don't see Stubby surviving for those 8 minutes. Looks like Martin is bandaging himself. I think D-Brit's trying to work on Killinger there. But OPFOR, there's no way that these guys on the outskirts have comms with the guys on the inside. But this has turned into a very even match. You got to commend Mannerheim for... it's Martin and... Gosh, we can just look in the map. It's Martin, Pierce, and Montgomery. I keep calling Montgomery Mannerheim. My bad. But Montgomery doing a great job here. Up on 6 kills, Martin on 4, Pierce on 0. So, 10 kills between the 3 of them. They've been able to pretty much change this from what looked like was going to be an OPFOR victory down to GREENFOR. I mean, 10 kills is literally a squad. So we have D-Brit coming down. He's probably going to come down this way where the off-road Vic is. And Independent, they don't have the manpower to look around because they're trying to sight where the last Independent guy is, but he's probably just going to stay in this corner. I hope he doesn't go active in here because then he can just get picked off from the roof. But I think Independent, they're going to have to come down and deal with the last guy in there themselves. So that might give enough time for D-Brit to make it. Vargrant, meanwhile, overwatching, I believe. No, he's going to come in. Oh, but D-Brit gets picked off. by Martin now on his 5th kill. It's going to be hide and seek, 6.5 minutes long. Honestly, I think Pierce, Montgomery, and Martin could easily re-breach this compound and take the kill. Vagrant could also change this. He's coming down too, but with how many kills Martin has and how, like, he's kind of locked down where he needs to look, I think he's just going to be able to get a kill on Vagrant too, unless he's caught moving. Oh, I stand corrected. Pierce got knocked to his feet by Vagrant. Oh, but he gets headshotted by Montgomery. It is now 3v1. So Stubby, he's got the best weapon here. He has a machine gun. He's fighting a guy with the 7.62 M14 with an MOS. He's got fighting against a 5.4 guy with a GP25, and he's fighting against a guy with that's I think an AKM. Looked like an AKM, otherwise it's a 7.62 rifle. So he's doing his best to kind of find keyholes here, but he's got to be really careful in this spot because he could easily get picked off, and I think that's about to happen. Actually, I don't think Montgomery spotted him. I think he might be picked off by Pierce here in a second, unless Pierce is looking away to bandage. Yep. What Independent needs to do is they need to have a guy on Overwatch, and then the other two kind of watching. And this is still Sugi here, who lost that 1v1. Oh, don't leave the zone though. Okay, no, he's staying in the corner. This is gonna come down to who gets the headshot first. 4.5 minutes remaining. He's gonna make him work for it. That ass. Could go either way. Grenade blindly thrown in there by Pierce, I believe. Now he's looking in the sector. But Stubby is gonna go prone and wait it out. Now you got Martin and Montgomery breaching in. Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? He's not able to see past that body, though. Ooh. Just saw them. You just saw both of them. Three minutes for cat and mouse, but the cats are circling. The way they're going, they're gonna basically turn the corner, walk right in, and Stubby here, he's gonna basically have a few seconds to get first shot, but since he's bipoded, he's gonna have limited looking up, so his head's really exposed. Yep, he got stuck on that bipod, and there it is. He couldn't basically look up with that weapon, only got chest shots, but since his head was right there, he got knocked out pretty easily. I was also noticing in that previous firefight, Stewboy was having like I'd say like a second worth of lag in his firing. When I use lag in that sense, it was he was just slow to react. So, I mean, fighting Montgomery and Martin today, who have had some really fast response times, I figured that might have happened. But in my opinion, Stug also shouldn't have bipoded, because that only limited his gun to look up to their torso level. But, whew. That's it. There's the server. All right, guys, so Trying to think, what am I gonna do here? Let's go down and have a listen.
Thank you all for attending tonight. As always, we do appreciate it, and we appreciate you spending Friday nights. I know there's been some that have expressed interest in continuing on. If there's a staff member here that would like to re-host a mission and continue it on, you're more than welcome to do that. But as for me, I am going to be heading to bed for the night. You all have a wonderful Halloween weekend, and we look forward to seeing you here back at the next FNF. You all have a good one.
The mythical fourth round.
Come on, an FNF staff.
Fourth
please
round,
stay.
fourth round,
Please
fourth
host
round,
another
fourth
one.
round.
Fourth round. Fourth round. Indigo, Martin, hardcore, please.
Hey,
I've got-
Pierce.
I've got to
Yeah?
make food.
I think
but,
you're. I think you're running like right on top.
Break,
of my
break, 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 break.
we can put the server up, and if you guys want to host it yourself, it'll push through once everyone hits OK and stuff. If there's no one logged in as admin.
I'm not gonna stream the 4th round. No, I'm switching it to mission development.
The suicide run.
The free win.
I'm probably gonna go and chat. To be honest, there's not enough people here now anymore.
I mean, there's a decent.
I'll get TF
Hey,
to
Archon. Hey, Archon. Next week, can I get my castle mission up for the mythical 4th mission?
Maybe.
Well, if he's doing that, I want my
Run some transition
waterlog
stuff.
for our 4th mission.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the team speak. I'm gonna transition this into mission development. So let's see. Yeah, we can have some after the fact stuff. There we go. But yeah, no, that was crazy to watch, man. I think all 3 of those rounds were pretty down to the wire. I'd say the weakest round was probably round 2, but that's just because Blue 4 won that fair and square. Round 1 was I would say the most tense one, in terms of how close it came either way, and the balance of power kept shifting back and forth. But good stuff overall. So I'm gonna.